Hello, fellow Transformers Earth Wars players from around the world. My name is Ultra Pittus, and this is the Cursory Evaluation Strategy stream. This is the first time I've ever live streamed a game. Oh, look, I've won something already. Well done, Alliance. First time I've ever live streamed a game. First time I've ever really played a mobile game. First time I've ever really liked a franchise enough to want to play a mobile game to the level that I now appear to. Big shout out to the Prime family and my alliance within it, Prime Nemesis, who have been kind enough to take in this low level player and turn him into something that is beginning to look reasonable. And I owe a lot of that to some of the brilliant players who are in Prime Delta and Prime Nemesis for welcoming me in there and teaching me all of the little hacks, all of the little strategies, all of the little tactics that have been able to make me enjoy this game so much more. I love this game. It relaxes me. It allows me to switch off a very busy ADHD goblin brain and allows me just to focus in on the strategy of how I'm going to win against certain bases, all of the different tactics. I love going through all the different bots and seeing like my favorite 1980s G1 nostalgia bots, very few of whom are in the meta. When I first started playing, I upgraded Rodimus Prime to like major level, having fought really hard in like no alliance whatsoever, and just being a free-to-play player, and then realised that Rodimus, whilst he's got his uses, I'm yet to find out what they are at the high levels. So, top tip for everybody out there who's a player of my kind of age group, who loves retro G1, play for fun by all means, play for the nostalgia, yes. But if you want to play and win, and if you want to play and really enjoy the satisfaction of really brawling and succeeding in wars, you perhaps need to keep a little bit of an eye on that which is referred to as the meta, which I had never, I never heard that term really before because I'm not a massive gamer until now. So I'll talk a little bit about metabots, and of course, for those of you in free to play or just playing because you like Transformers and colourful little robots, it's absolutely cool that you just play with the teams that you love. I certainly did when I started. And, you know, again, big shout out to Warrior in the Prime Alliance, who kind of took pity on my crazy initial war teams and gently nudged me towards something that would be successful. Again, you know, guys like Big Redder in Prime Delta, who were just so kind and generous with advice in those early days. So this is my base. I have to say that my bots have matured faster than my base has. As you can see, it's quite a dispersed base. My headquarters is right up here at the top. I only recently got it to HQ18, maybe like a month or two ago. And you can see the relative immaturity of some of my weapon systems here that are only like level 11. I've been pretty slack with upgrading them. What I've been focusing on recently is really upgrading my outpost bots here, or rather the outposts themselves, because you'll notice that around here on the troop DPS, troop health points, hit points, whatever that H means, you don't get the full whack, you don't get the full power of the bot until you've upgraded the outpost, which means that you could have like a general rank maxed out Grimlock, as my dude here is, but he's only operating at 97% of his damage per second, his DPS, and he's only operating at 54% of his health, which means he is not as strong as the bots who are going to be firing at him, maybe. So, my advice, and I would very much welcome anyone more learned than I am chipping in here. But my advice would be mature your base alongside your bots. I know that's hard at the start when you've got very little resource and very little energon, very little spark, and you're wondering who you invest those things in. I would do kind of like maybe a 70-30, maybe even like a 60-40 split, 60 being bots, 40 being base. Others will argue like 50-50, so that you grow concurrently, which clearly I have not. I am rectifying that, though, in the sort of slow procurement of prime cores for some of my assets. But also be mindful that your base takes ages to mature. So, like, look at this. This is the shield generator. It's currently level 2, needs to go up to like level 3. For the next leap, 15 million alloy, 15 million energon, 320k Z energon Zen, and it's 18 days. That's over 2 weeks for it to get up to that level 3 point. That's a lot of resource. That's a lot of other HQ upgrades. You're only going to be able to get up there when you're HQ 18, and certainly you're only going to be able to get up there when you've matured your resource storage, which I fell foul of early on, in that I'd got my base to HQ 18. I was really excited, and then I was like, yeah, I can start maturing my Titans. Awesome. And then it's like, yeah, cool, big guy. You want to do that, you're going to need to have more energon. And at the time I had like maybe 8 million. And it was like, to upgrade him, you're going to need 11, 12 million. I'm like, damn it. So I then had to wait weeks and weeks and weeks to like slowly upgrade all of my storage. So I would say, if you're starting out, obviously moving up the HQ tiers is great fun for a start. I love that kind of old Command and Conquer style growth of a base. For those of you that play like the OG Command and Conquer Red Alert and things like that on an Ethernet network. But I would grow your outposts pretty rapidly, like invest some time and love in them. I would grow your storage quick so that you've got that in your back pocket. And then you are rock solid sort of going forward. I wouldn't pursue things like prime cores and stuff like that for your base straight off the bat. I'd just slowly look at doing that. Also, I really enjoy personally buying bundles and like getting the really good value stuff and maybe some skins and things like that. As you can see, I spend a little bit to sort of move things along a little bit, and also because I really just love Transformers. But buying those prime cores for the base is an expensive enterprise, and who knows, the game makers, game devs may give us a few more kind of prime core building events where they'll be a bit generous with what we can win in those, as we're also upping our primes as well. So it's going to be an exciting time for the game. It's coming up to its 10th year anniversary. I had no idea this game even existed until I was deployed out in Malaysia like 18 months ago, and I was bored in between doing some work, and it just popped up on my Instagram, and I was like, hell yeah, I want to have a look at that. And then straight away I was into like the campaigns, and I just loved it. And I was like, I loved the kind of repetitive strategy, but like the endless computations of abilities that you can use and capabilities that the bots have, and the different teams, and how you start off quite small and grow. I just loved the kind of hypertrophy of it. It's like bodybuilding, but for a Transformers game, which if you've got a brain like mine, it really enjoys. So what's happening right now? 10th anniversary, CF Tactics is doing a big live stream with all the all the game makers and devs. There's going to be loads of content and loads of interesting stuff to purchase and to see and to interact with and to utilize. I'm just so excited. I know people are like, something new comes out, like the new He-Man movie, or a new whatever your fandom is. And a lot of times, like in the Star Wars fandom, they're like, oh, I didn't like this thing because X, Y, or Z, or oh, Disney have cocked this up, or whatever. I am just like a Labrador. I'm like a golden retriever when new content comes out for the fandoms that I love, of which for me Transformers is like number one, possibly close to Disney. I'm an absolute Disney dad. I'm just delighted that something new has come out in the universe. Like the Skybound comics. Oh my God, I just adore them. So like, I'm very easily pleased. But I guess, I still cast a critical eye on some of it. But generally, I'm not very negative about these things, whilst also taking some things with a pinch of salt. So, I just wanted to show you something super simple to start with. And as it happens, there is a raid happening right now, which my alliance, which is Prime Nemesis. Hey guys and girls and others in the alliance, thank you so much for working with me. We're all kind of fighting through at the moment. And let me go back to this screen. With raids, you win Shaniks. And I won quite a lot of Shaniks in a bundle that happened recently. Thank you so much, Action Whale. Big shout out to you for creating your incredible bundle that had just so many cool things in it. I just couldn't believe it. I got 10,000 cybercoins, which, as you can see, I have spent massively. I've saved none after the huge wheelie event. But I got a load of Shaniks. And there's so many things in the Shanik store, as you can see, that can tempt you into spending your Shaniks on. I tend, look, there's all this stuff too. Like, I don't think I'd buy power cores because I'm pretty flush for those. But I get that if you're in the early stages, that might be super attractive to you. But what I would say is you're going to accrue those quite rapidly. Occasionally, I've caught myself short of having like an XP boost core. I've generally sort of stocked up on those now in my inventory. And also you might be pulled into 5-star Optimus Primal, which is this dude. I didn't know very much about Beast Wars at all. I'm so sorry, Beast Wars fans and people. Didn't really know it's a big thing. Watched the movie, really enjoyed it. But not my era, but I've been really thrilled to sort of play with like Beast Wars Ironhide, who I love. And, just his really satisfying ability where he turns into a giant robotic elephant and then smashes into the bad guys, and you can almost feel the iPad like vibrate when he does it, and it's just glass gas and devastation. I paired him up with Jay's the combat shield, and he just, the minute he's done his ability, he pops Jay's, and Jay's just spits out this sort of killer set of projectiles, and it's just carnage. He is a bit squishy without J's, but I also put a Megatronus core on him, so he sets everything on fire, because with the glass gas, that's a pretty fun combo too. Anyway, I digress. So you can buy stuff in the Shanik shop. I often buy ore because I would run out of it because I've not upgraded my base because I'm an idiot. And I use it a lot when I'm power levering bots, or using my combiners a lot in events, or alliance totalizers or individual totalizers, because I really like to power those bots. It's very satisfying just seeing that XP kind of go crazy when you've slapped a 150% G-metal power core on them, and you're just using a single bot with a combiner at a reasonable level that you're going to be able to succeed at with either just the bot or just the combiner or a combination of the two. But I end up buying a lot of ore, just like this. So just bought sort of 50 ore. That goes into my inventory here, which at the moment has got some good stuff in it after the event, and then sort of use it. This is just sort of all the stuff I've accrued over time. I'm keeping my building upgrade skip, my one building upgrade skip for HQ19 for when it comes through. So the minute I can get that kicked off, I can just kind of go dink and use it. I've had recently thousands of corporal troop rank upgrades that I've used predominantly on my Decepticon alt faction. I need to learn about alt accounts, so if anybody can teach me about alt accounts, that would be awesome. Do I need to buy it all again? Do I start from scratch? Is there some sort of way that we do it that isn't cheating? Because cheating is verboten, ladies and gentlemen. We can't do that. How do we do that without just using the alt faction that we've got in our current accounts? Don't know. Is it even a thing? Who knows? We buy ore from the shacks. So with the raids, the alliance raids, you need to be in an alliance to go at it. As you can see here, we've got all of our members in there. You're in a leaderboard when you fight in the raids. And sometimes if you're in an alliance, there will be kind of like a limit put on the amount of things that, the amount of points that you should collect so that everybody can have a crack at it, because you do earn XP doing it. And you can select, as you can see, our alliance has already been sort of killing bases. Like you could go straight for Triptychon. So it's like, here's a base, and here's a gigantic purple robot dinosaur who's going to destroy your day. I wouldn't recommend that if you're like a low or mid-level player. It's not going to be satisfying. It's going to be funny, not going to be satisfying, because you're going to deploy all your little robots, and then they're all just going to fucking die straight away. So don't go straight for Trip. What you could do is start a little bit lower, maybe sort of down here in kind of the foothills. You know, you're bowling, but you've got the kind of squishy things at the side of the bowling alley up. There's no shield gen. There's some big old missile silos here that are just going to ruin your day. And, you know, there isn't a massive kind of thunder cracker like Tesla coil anywhere. Not that they're called Tesla coils, sorry. Like shock towers. But you got rail guns and all sorts that you might want to have a go at. So you might just want to tailor what you go to for your kind of ability level, so it's fun. Let's have a go. Let's have a wee play. So we'll go to Prothex 7. Let's have a look at it. Time spent in reconnaissance, ladies and gentlemen, and others, is never wasted. Love it. Love a bit of recon. So we've got no shield gens. So you can, if you're strong enough, go straight for the throat. So this base will die just like a PvP battle. Whereas if you kill that base, everything else is just going to miraculously explode, and all the little OP bots are going to crumple like a wet digestive biscuit. The same here, except there's no OP bots, and it's much harder to get to the base, because look at it like an onion. That HQ has got multiple layers of strength, and just killing it the once isn't enough. You're going to have to kill it like 20 odd times. That's a lot. That's a lot of health for you to have to get through. So let's have a look at how we're going to do this. I love picking some weird bots for this kind of thing. So let's have a look. Praxis 9. Yeah, I like the look of that. Let's battle on there. So this would be my standing war team. So these guys are all generals. They are all pretty much maxed out except Rook, who is a pain in the ass to level because he doesn't do massive amounts of damage. I guess his hollow does when you get him up to a good level. As you can see here, general, he gets a reflection shield, which is pretty cool. And his hollow does 7,448 damage when it dies. So that's pretty decent, just to knock a few things over the edge. But broadly, he's not a killer. He's a pain absorber. He's a tank. So who else hasn't got general in my war team at the moment? Air Raid. Air Raid. I love him so much. I love the aerial bots. I love Superion. Just combiners make me so happy. But again, a bit of a pain in the ass to level for some reason. He's a slow leveler. He's just got a lot of a lot of XP to fill this boy up. But so worth it. So worth it. At first, I was a bit like, meh, why do I need Air Raid? I was playing Brainstorm, but you look at the cost, 3+2, it's good economy. It's not cheap, but it's not lots. I also just, one of my favourite toys as a child was Brainstorm. Like, who else has got G1 Brainstorm? Hands up. Yeah, love him. But he's a touch more expensive. He's 4+3. So after that first use, he's a 7. Whereas Air Raid, after that first use, he's just a 5. And you need to be a little bit conservative around, your ability points, particularly until you've got like high functioning Alpha Trion cores that are going to up those points until your bot dies. Or you're able to destroy some resources a little bit more tactically. So, and of course my medics, who are notoriously difficult to level, but we love them. I always run with 2 medics in Prime Wars. Ratchet, probably the best medic in the game right now. Also Minerva. I love the women characters in this. My daughter loves playing the women characters in this. She's only 10, but she loves Transformers. So I like that the game has been really representative and more women characters. Please, gamers like Moonracer or Greenlight, or some of those OG super hard ass girl characters. Although the Combiner could not be said, sadly, to be the best, I love that Victorian exists in this game. So thank you, game developers, for just delighting my little daughter. Also, Wheeljack, one of my favourite characters from G1. He's got a rather cool skin on there, the War for Cybertron skin. But let's just unequip that and just take a quick look at him in all his glory. Where are you, Wheeljack? I've lost you. There he is. So, yeah, Wheeljack, awesome medic. He also, as part of his ability, aside from giving your bot good health, he's not very expensive. He's one of the cheaper medics. But he also increases their attack and move speed. And at level 11, it's 80% for 10 seconds, which is not to be sniffed at. Especially if you're in like the dying seconds of a battle and you're on the cusp of destroying that headquarters and you've got Wheeljack in situ. Just deploy that ability, and the marginal gain that all of your bots will make in terms of their speed will just be so good. Anyway, let's clear off a squad and let's build a squad for raids. So for raids, you're going to want, big damage dealers. So Taz Kid. What have I got on Taz? He's level 11. I use his G1 core because it gives you 16% ability increase and you get 40% damage resistance when he falls below 60%. And at the moment, I've got a 4-star maxed out Forge of Solus Prime. The main Forge of Solus Prime I put on my Grimlock. The Forge is such a good weapon system. It's got good damage. It's got some good health recovery. It makes you immune to hacks, but it also gives you that little safety net of I'm going to re-alive you the minute you die. Once per battle, but you come back to life with 60% of your health. It saved me so many times. I love putting it on Tazzy. He's such a good character. Hello Beast Wars fans, you cool dudes. Who else do I like? Rustdust. Oh my god, the atom bomb of Transformers Earth Wars. Please don't nerf her, devs. Please don't nerf her. I just don't know where we'd be without her. I just love her. I love her. She is the smallest little character. She turns into this ultra cool little Kawasaki motorbike. But her power is like unleashing hell on the bad guys. Just love it. And if you slap her G1 core on her, then she is going to heal for 4% of her missing health when she uses her ability. When she uses her ability, as you will see, it's just enormous. So all of that is coming right back into you. I slap Tricerashot on her at max level because Tricerashot, A, you get massive DPS increase, but B, you get this beautiful health rejuvenation coming back in, and it disables the target for a few secs too. So defo Rust Dust. Who else should we put in there who's a bit of a killer, a bit of a damage dealer? I love Gears because he's just a murderer of front-loaded bases. If you have a high-level Gears and you've got front-loaded bases, forgive me, Decepticon players, I'm not great with knowing the alternatives. Gears is just... he's just like a ninja. Just plonk him at one of the far extremes, put Amalgamus as a core on him, and just let him eat. He's going to destroy the front-loaded bases. Sorry, front-loaded bases, people. I'm so sorry. So, yeah, let's have Gears just for funsies. I really like... Where is it? Let's have SG Jetfire. He's a super fast walker, so he gets himself in trouble. But if you put Pinpointer on him, Pinpointer will just kind of... The minute you use his ability, his health goes back up to 100 straight away. Put an Enhanced Ordnance Core on him. Bing, bang, bong. Done. Lovely. Love a bit of SG Jetfire. I love Blaster. I just love everything about him. I love the Cassetticons. Him and Soundwave just faves. But he has slipped out of the meta slightly, but I like using him a lot just for the nostalgia. And you get lots of DPS coming out with little Cassetticons. Who else we're going to use? Drift is like a one-man war team anyway, so let's put him in just for fun. Who else? Ultra Magnus, obviously one of my favourite characters. And this is going to be sort of contentious, but for raids, using your characters that hack can be really super effective if you can keep them alive. So Perceptor, again, not really in the meta, but one of my all-time favourite characters from the film. You know, I've named this live stream after one of his iconic lines. A cursory evaluation of Decepticon capability indicates a distinct tactical deficiency. Love it! Love Perceptor. People are like, no, Perceptor's a rubbish bot, blah. But like at max level 11 defense hack, that's 200% attack and move speed for 85% of whatever you hack's DPS for nearly 16 seconds. Now, how long is a battle? I don't even know. It's like 3 minutes. I'll check. I should know. I've played millions of them, but I don't know how many minutes and seconds it is to start with. I'm so sorry, everybody. It's about 3 minutes. But the hack target also infects another one. So he's just lovely. I've been thinking about using him in outposts. Put Air Razor on him because she will just cryo the crap out of the baddies and just stop them from sort of walking. You know, she's a lovely little combat if you can keep her alive. Great for outposts. Being used in lots of Decepticon outposts to cock my day up at the moment. Well done, fellow players. So let's put him in just for fun. And Blur. Blur was one of the first bots I started to level. He was one of my faves from 86 from the movie. Just a silly, just a super silly character. In the comics, a bit more of a hard ass. But in the game, an absolute murderer. He's going to cut through things like butter. People use him as a sack bot. And whilst there are arguably better other sackbots, he's also just tough in his own right. He is going to swallow up gajillions of XP to get to any sort of level. but I've loved using him. I put a Vector Prime core on him to bring him back to life when he dies. I've got a high level 4 Triceratops shot on him, and his blurry charge is just so much fun to use. It's so satisfying, you know, lots of damage, lots of distance. His hollows, when they get killed, give him health back. They cock up your bad guy outpost bots. They give focus and taunt, all the other stuff that is going to be thrown at you while you're murdering something else up in the top of the base. Oh, he's just so good. Just love him. Love him, love him, love him. Right, and then we'll stick a prime on. My Solus, as you can see, is in the cooker at the moment. But we'll stick my Megatronus on it. Love Megatronus. Now in raids, at lower and mid-level, you might want to use a combiner just for survivability. I tend not to because it wastes too much time for me. Right, let's play. And I love, oh, it's all gone wrong. I love the music in raids. Why is this not working? I know why this isn't working. It's because somebody's already fighting on that base because I've been taking too long, gobbing off and talking to you about stuff. So let's do Prothex 7, battle on there. We're going to battle using these boys and girls, and away we go. So here we are. You can select your battle boost there, choose wisely. Kremzeeks, you're going to end up getting millions, bajillions of Kremzeeks. So yeah, by all means, use something. For things like this at lower level, I might pick like field repairs or force field. Kremzeeks are not really going to help you too much in a raid, nor are any of the sort of big explosive things like your Fury Surge. If you've got them, use them maybe just for funsies. So yeah, we'll take one of those. So here we are. We've got 1 shield generator, 2 shield generators, 3 shield generators, and a headquarters. So let's get at it, shall we? I'm going to have to kill those shield gens before we do anything else. So I would deploy my people sort of on this vector here. So top right corner, start smashing into that first shield gen, reach into the second, and concurrently go for that top right as well. So I would definitely start there, unless you know you want to go straight at the HQ, but you know, a shield generator HQ in these, you're never going to get through it in time. So let's go. 3, 2, 1, bang. So straight away, let's rust dust and gears them. You're going to want to try and kill those things and shock those things. Let's kick out some blaster kids, and we're going to hack. We're going to hack this guy over here. Let's use a bit of blur. Boom. A little bit of drift. Drift is an absolute one-man war team. And as you can see, if anything, provided you can keep your bots alive, if anything, you're not going to have problems with ability points during a raid. It's just about keeping your people alive. Noting now that your primes are healable, which is really cool. So priority is killing these shield gens. I've got glitch on gears, which is going to hold him right back, which is really useful to me in wars, not so useful here. Let's fire blur into that. Boom. Let's use Perceptor to hack that. And has SG Jetfire got the reach for that? No, he hasn't. So as you can see, look, we've now killed 2 of the 3 shield gens. Let's just chuck a bit more rust dust over here. Pathing. Pathing on a raid is so hard because you just kind of want to kill everything, which is cool. So trying to path your bots is real hard. Let's kick blasters, Casseticons out there. Let's see if we can shift blur over. One of the good things about blur in raids is he's fun to move around the board and sort of cause some mischief for various things. Let's just devote a bit of love over here onto that shield generator. And you can see it's almost, when you've got high level bots on a raid, it's almost just trying to keep up with the ability points, because you're maxing the ability points so quickly. It's really, really fun. Also, I've not got it playing loud, at least, or indeed at all, because I was a bit worried about like copyright. But I love the music on the raid. It's one of my favorites. It's worth noting as well on Tassie, a Mega Swipe is going to give you +5 health for a whole bunch of stacks on the way. So you can see Perceptor's really struggling, bless him. Right, shield gen is almost down. Let's kick out the blaster kids again. Perceptor is clinging on. Maybe I should have brought a medic just for him. Shield gen almost down. Let's throw drift into that, so drift can start giving it some hurt. Some people like to run like the Alchemist core on Tassie, or give him like Petraxodon. So you can see now we've got all the shield gens are down. Team are sort of moving in. Bless him. We've lost Perceptor. Goodbye, Perceptor. You know, maybe go and tell Grimlock some stories about Petro Rabbits. And now what I would do at this stage is focus everything I've possibly got on killing that headquarters in the little time we have left, which is like just over a minute. It's doable, I think, in a wanna, if you're at a reasonably decent level. And now I'm going to use this weird thing. I've never used that before. Give it a little bit of a HP increase. Use Tassie again. Let's check out the Blaster Cassetticons. A bit more drift action. It can't have much more left. Let's throw blur in. Let's just keep hitting. We've got 48 seconds. Smash blur again. Oh, if only gears were a bit closer. Bit of SG Jetfire. Such a good bot, SG Jetfire. Such a good bot. Let's just disable those. Stop them from hurting us. Use a bit more drift. Well, we've got the capability. We'll use a bit more drift again, because we've only got 29 seconds left. Are they going to be able to do it? Oh my gosh. Are they going to be able to do it? Have they got enough left in the tank? Can gears hit anything? Let's rust dust them up. We've got 20 seconds. Come on, Rusty. Oh my gosh. Drift again. SG Jetfire again. 10 seconds. Ah! Are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? Ah! Gears is not quite close enough. Oh my goodness. SG Jetfire for the win with 2 seconds to go. Oh, they just don't have it. They don't have it. So 81.49 of Prothex 7. So you can share your replays to your alliances if you like doing that. I guess it's always good to learn off others, isn't it? Or I learned so much by looking at the replays of our alliance, which are never quite exactly what you actually saw, because it's an AI and machine learning system that kind of replicates what happened. It doesn't do exactly what happened. So it's not screen perfect, what you'll see. But as you can see, we've won 400 Shaniks. Awesome. It's like, please make Perceptor more powerful in the research lab so that he doesn't constantly die. I love Perceptor. I so want him to be in the meta. I so want him to be in the meta, so that I can use him a little bit more often. Maybe we could have like an alternate Perceptor ability where he turns into his IDW kind of sniper version of Perceptor and is able to just kind of put a bullet through the eye of Megatron. Anyway, so that is just a quick canter through a little bit of my base, a little bit of my background. Thank you so much for joining me, you big bozos. I love this game. I love being part of Nemesis. And if there's anything on here that's been useful, please kind of rate, subscribe, get in touch. And watch out for the Cursory Evaluation Strategy stream, which I'm going to be starting on a Wednesday night, which is when my girls are out doing their thing. I'm going to do my thing. Taking inspiration from the towering presences of Soul, CF Tactics, and the late Sunstreaker Wazza and Fresius Maximus. I salute the content creators. I salute the gamers. I'll see you all again soon. Till next time. Bye bye.